Hi guys, okay, welcome to a new tutorial for China. We're going to look at China Infantry Mirror this time. Just before we start, I would just like to talk about how often this infantry matchup comes up and how unique it is. First of all, we'll find out how often it comes up. So there's 12 armies in 0 hour. Got the 3 core armies, so USA, GLA, China, and then off of those you've got the 3 specialist generals like Air Force, Laser, Super Weapon, whatever. So that's 4 of each, so that's a total of 12 armies. So 12 times 12 is 144. That's 144 different matchups you can have in 0 hour. Apart from in that figure we will have mirrors included twice, so like USA versus USA is the same as the other way around, USA versus USA. So we'll take those 12 out, so that leaves us with 132 matchups. I think that maths is right, but even if it's a little bit out, there's still a hell of a lot of matchups. So let's say it's 132. So to get an infantry mirror then, you've got a 1 in 132 chances of getting a infantry mirror. So that's less than 1% chance you've got of playing this. So I actually looked back through my Gen Tool folder and I could hardly find any infantry mirrors. I played like 5 in the last 12 months.
A nuclear missile has been launched.
I played like 5 in the last 12 months or something, so
unit lost.
That shows you how rare this matchup is. And I just want to talk about how unique this matchup is as well. So if you play a China versus tank, or you play a tank versus tank, or you play a nuke versus tank, those are all kind of similar matchups. You've all got battle masters, you've all got outposts, you've all got propaganda and ECMs, overlords, stuff like that. If you play USA versus USA, so we can just pause this now. If you play USA versus USA, or you play USA versus laser, or you play USA versus super weapon, and reverse all those matchups, they're all kind of the same. They're all kind of the same. You're always going to do War Factory Barracks and do the same old stuff. But with infantry versus infantry, it's a unique matchup in the sense that you don't have battle masters, you don't have overlords, and whichever unit goes there, Gatling, that's the one. You have outposts and assault troop crawlers. They're your main units, and the main one you're going to be building is the outpost, which costs 1,000. And outpost has a very weak armor, like a few rocket hits kills it, rather than like a battlemaster or an overlord has crazy hit points, and like it'll take more than just 2 MiGs, which is all it takes to kill an outpost, to kill those units. So it's a very unique matchup, and you've got weak armored main units from your War Factory. So what my theme of strategy is that we're going to be talking about an infantry mirror is getting to MiGs, and the reason we're going to be getting to MiGs is because MiGs kill the main units you're going to be making from the outpost, sorry, from the War Factory. So I actually have got an outpost somewhere, I'm sure I have. So what we're going to test is, so I've got a load of airfields already just so I can show you. I've also upgraded the black napalm. Now that upgrade costs 2,000. It increases your damage on the MiGs by 25%, although it does feel like a hell of a lot more than that when you're actually playing with it. And the reason we want to go into MiGs is because 4 MiGs from one airfield kill pretty much anything. So I'll just show you on this helix. So it kills a helix. Just test how many it takes to kill a troop crawler. I think it's 3 to kill a troop crawler with all the units inside of me. Okay, so actually 2. And here comes the outpost.
Aircraft standing in flight. Heading confirmed. MiG en route. Enemy
2. And that's dead, and all the units are inside are dead as well. Even if you evacuate the assault troop crawler or the outpost just before it gets hit, so let's say you see the MiGs come through the fog of war and you evacuate, the units will still die from the fire, so everything will die. What you could do is evacuate and then send the outpost as bait and then use the units, but the infantry move really slow and your MiGs can just pick them off one by one.
China's Air Force.
You can even do the split fire with the MiGs. So
setting new course. MiG en route.
Unit lost.
Actually, it didn't do it then, but you see 2 shots killed 3 units. So basically what I'm trying to say is no matter what infantry makes, whether he makes a helix, outpost, assault troop crawler, Dragon tank is also 2 hits from a MiGs. Even without the napalm, 2 hits kill the dragon and the outpost. I think you might need a 3rd without the napalm, or maybe even a 4th to kill the assault troop caller. But if you go MiGs from the very start, no matter what infantry throws at you, you can, as long as you've got enough MiGs, you can fight them off. So a good opening is 2 supplies, 1 barracks and 1 airfield, and that will leave you enough money to continuously build MiGs until you've got 4, and then you can get the armor upgrade if you wish. And from the barracks, you can do 3 things. You can either just make minigunners, which a good thing about minigunners is that they can help bring down a helix. If your enemy goes helix, you can garrison them in these buildings. If your enemy also goes MiGs. Bad thing about minigunners is they take a little bit longer to build than the rocket troop. So the rocket troop builds quite a bit faster. They're also a bit more expensive than the rocket troop, $50. And the main reason you would probably want to go tank hunters is because they have a larger range of view. So minigunner has, like, let's say, I can't remember exactly, like that much view, whereas a rocket has like that much view. It's like crazy. So what you always want to do on any matchup, no matter what army you are, you always want to have like rockets either garrisoned in here, or even just standing around like there and there, so you have a big view of like, so you can see that crazy range. So yeah, and even later on, let's say you win the early game and then you've got 2 airfields left. So you now upgraded to 2 airfields, and your enemy started to go propaganda center and get ECMs. They're going to deflect the rockets. When you've got 8 MiGs, that really doesn't matter, because let's say he's got a load of outposts and he's got a load of ECMs. You come in with all your MiGs, you fly in, and you do a big fireball. All them bullets go everywhere, and it's going to destroy. It's going to destroy everything, like the whole army. I have got a few replays to show. And then we might even jump in game. Okay, so this is one replay. Like I said, I tried to find as many as possible, but really, because it's such a rare matchup, I've only been able to find like 5 or 6 games. Some of these games aren't even mine. So we've got me in the bottom as cyan colour as infantry. In the top we've got Ringo, he's also infantry. I'll show you the build order I'm going to go for. So I'm going to go barracks there and an airfield there. So what's he doing? Oh, he's doing 2 barracks. 2 barracks is also good. And he's going airfield. So he also understands that MiGs basically destroy anything. So advantage of doing my way is he's going like quite heavy on the infantry. I don't know what he's expecting, but I always play quite defensive. So see, I've gone MiGs. So basically, no matter what he makes now, let's say he makes an outpost in a second, those 2 MiGs can kill it. If he makes a helix, by the time the helix gets across the map, I'll have 4 MiGs, and the 4 MiGs will kill it. Even without the napalm, they will either kill it or bring it right down to low health, and in that case I just need 1 minigunner, which I've got from the barracks, to shoot it down. I haven't even gone the war factory yet, because you don't even need a war factory. If you've got MiGs, you can defend yourself against everything. So I've just gone and got 4 supplies straight away, or else so it done. Then I've got the war factory there, and I think I haven't even built any units from that. I'm just upgrading straight to the napalm, so you'll probably see in a second. Yeah, got napalm without even building anything from the war factory. You don't need anything, because we missed that, but you sent some outposts there and we've just killed them straight away, and we haven't lost our outposts, we haven't lost any units or anything. I've even made a propaganda center before building any outposts or anything, and then I've actually gone troop corps. So let's just see some more MiGs on the action. So there, he's just lost 1,000 plus any extra rockets he had in there. I think he had 1 or 2 in there, so that's like 1,600 maybe. Lone infantry by themselves. He's then gone MiGs, but he's a lot slower getting the napalm. He's a bit quicker in getting the oil though. And he did kill my minigunners. So yeah, that's the counter to MiGs, and he's just spamming the assault troop caller. Also, let's just talk about how many MiGs can kill buildings. So to kill, for a supply center, you can't kill a supply center with 4 MiGs if you with napalm. So if you attack that, it'll go down to really low health, but you won't be able to kill it. So never waste a shot. Let's say I fly my MiGs in now and attack that. I don't want to do that because it'll just repair it. 5 MiGs apparently kill a bunker. So even though I had an ECM by that outpost, he had enough MiGs, I think he had 4, and he still managed to kill it. So it's another great reason to go MiGs. It's a bit of a fight. So basically, later on you want to mix this ground army in with the MiGs, but the main thing you want to do is MiGs. So 4 MiGs don't actually kill the war factory. I actually used about 8 there. 4 MiGs do kill barracks, and they do kill a power plant, and they do kill an airfield. If you ever fly into your enemy base and you see an airfield, you either want to capture that airfield with a Lotus when the MiGs land, or you want to shoot it while the MiGs are on the platform, and you will be massively ahead when you do that. Okay, let's just check out another replay. So it's me again. I'm EXE Relay versus Agent 47, which is Tasmani. So Taz is going Barracks War Factory, and guess what? I'm going MiGs and Barracks again. I don't even know if I win this game. This is the first time I've ever watched it. It's going back months. I can't see me losing if I'm doing the MiGs, to be honest, because this is a solid build order, and just by doing this simple barracks airfield, I honestly can't remember the last time I lost by doing that. So every flame tank, 2 MiGs, pick it off, and I label these, what have I labelled them, 5 and 6, so I always have my air units on 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully that'll be a good example of when so yeah, and just keep making more airfields and more airfields, because the more MiGs, the less the infantry can throw at you. I mean, if he goes Helix, if he goes loads of outposts and dragon tanks, doesn't matter, just keep making the MiGs. So I actually haven't got the armor upgrade. Bit of a mistake. I probably should buy that. It's only 1,000. It can save a MiG's life, and a MiG's worth 1,200. So even when it saves 1 MiG, it's worth it. Okay, so let's see when. Okay, that was a bit of a bad engagement by me, but I'm still just going MiGs. Okay, I've got an assault troop crawler out, and I've got a couple of outposts, but again, it's mainly MiGs. I'm just fast forwarding here just to show this replay. So sneaky flame. Again, MiGs. Has he even got MiGs? Yeah, he's got MiGs. It's mainly all me with the MiGs. So yeah, as soon as the MiGs came in, my outposts both died. So more MiGs. I've just shot something else. So MiGs can quickly get all around the map as well. I've got a sneaky flamer coming in here. It's actually quite a good replay, to be honest. More MiGs. So basically he's got, whether he builds a supply center, whether he builds a bunker, whether he builds an outpost, whether he builds an airfield, these MiGs can quickly just get around the map and just shut it down straight away. So whoever's got the most MiGs generally always wins, from my experience and from what I've seen. So you can see I've just got MiGs all over the airfield, all over the map. One thing to be careful of if you're against infantry is the enemy Lotus. So Super Lotus only costs 1,500 compared to the 1,800 or 1,850 of the other generals, and the Super Lotus captures a lot quicker as well. So what he'll generally do is wait by your airfield, wait for your MiGs to land, and then immediately capture. And if you're not quick enough, he will actually steal your airfield, or you'll have to sell, or well, you will have to sell, and lose all your MiGs, and that's an expensive. So it's an expensive loss. So it's 4,600 for all the MiGs, and 1,000 for the airfield. So that's an expensive one. So we won that just by going MiGs. Let's look at this one. Who's this? Don't know if this is me. Oh yeah, this is me. Okay, I do a slightly different build order in this one, so I'll just pause it. You don't want to always be doing. Actually, you won't pause. You don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again. So, for example, now I've just told everyone on YouTube that I'm going to be doing MiGs and barracks. So you could easily just go and counter that by doing, for example, 2 war factories. You can on 2 supplies, infantry can go 2 war factories and just make 2 outposts from the beginning. Send them to your base, and by the time those 2 outposts get to your base, you won't have 4 MiGs, you'll only have 2 MiGs. So you'll be able to shoot 1 outpost down, but the other one might get through, and if he gets through and gets to your airfield, then you've lost. So you want to be changing it up. So a good change up is what I just told you, the 2 war factories. If you're ever against me and you have a feeling I'm going to go airfield and barracks, then do that, what I just said. However, another good option is a helix. Now it's risky because it's a huge gamble, because if your helix gets in range of a minigunner and takes a little bit of damage, and then the 2 or 3 MiGs that you have by that time get to it, your helix will die. However, if the helix gets through, some of the bullets off the MiGs miss, or you manage to dodge the minigunners, then you can do huge damage. You can get to your enemy base, kill a few things while you're inside the helix, and then evacuate. And once you've evacuated, you have to make a load of the enemy has to make a load of minigunners to be able to fight that off. This is providing you've closed the airfield down, by the way. So in this game, I do exactly that gamble. So Size has done my usual build order, which is barracks and a MiGs and 2 supplies. He's actually going fast oil as well. So he's immediately spotted my helix, and he didn't engage there because he wants all the rockets to hit. So this is a huge gamble, and my helix is dead. So because Size is such a great player, he made a minigunner straight away, and he got every shot off, and he made the MiGs nice and quick, so my helix died. I did kill 1 truck and I killed 2 MiGs, I think. If I'd evacuated there and closed down the airfield, that was an instant win for me. There was nothing he could do there. So now he's got the MiGs, however I went a quick 3rd supply. Just see what happens here. So then I switch into MiGs, I start making my own MiGs. And now because I'm on 3 supplies, he's only on 2 with the oil, but he's only got 1 truck here. So what's going on here? So a few flamers, but the MiGs kill it straight away. He's got MiGs as well, so he understands as well that MiGs are basically everything in a China infantry mirror. If you want to stop your outposts from being killed by the MiGs, they actually stealth. So when this one dies, that'll be permanently stealthed, and they detect stealth. They detect each other. That's why it was highlighted there. So it's basically just a MiG war. It's just an air war. It might as well be called Air Force General, because it's all about MiGs. So I've got more MiGs. And this is a good one. You know, I said before about learning, make sure you learn which buildings to kill with MiGs. So there I just did a huge shot. So we cost him 1,000 for the airfield, never mind the time to rebuild it, plus all the MiGs that he lost. If I'd have gone for that, it wouldn't have killed it. If I'd have gone for that, it would have killed it. If I'd have gone for that, it would have killed it. And if I'd have gone for the war factory, it wouldn't have killed it. It would have taken it down to very low HP. But the airfield has got just enough HP to be killed. So that's why I went for that. And now we've shut down his MiGs. I'm now going to go on to win the game, because no matter what he builds from his war factory or barracks, we can just kill everything with the MiGs. So we're just chipping away at everything that he builds. So he actually got a sneaky flamer in there. So now he's rebuilt the MiGs. And yeah, either way, you can see it's all just a MiG game. So I just finished the game. I actually do go on to win this game. So I've killed his airfield again there with MiGs. I used a carpet bomb on his other airfield. And meanwhile, I've just got 2 airfields up as well. So airfields and just mixing in a few other units. Hopefully you can sneak a flamer through. So we'll just look at Lagoon as well. This isn't actually me, this is Mr. X versus Size. So Mr. X is going for the Helix, which is a gamble. Size this time has actually gone for Barracks War Factory. And as soon as he spotted the Helix, he's evacuated his units and he's just trying to close down the Helix. So if Mr. X evacuates, he can actually do crazy damage now, because look, he's got two minigunners there, plus all them rockets. It's going to take like all them minigunners there, which costs 350 each, by the way, to try and kill all of those. So if you can get Helix in and evacuate, you can do big damage and you usually win. Mr. X has unfortunately let a flamer down this side, that's why he's lost this one. So yeah, you can just play normal and just go Barracks War Factory as well. I think my MiG and Barracks strategy would beat this though, and I think Size would have lost if Mr. X had done that versus him in this game. So that Helix was a gamble and he lost because of that. Google versus a Bruzy or Gattuso, it's a Russian player, really good Russian player. Okay, so they've both gone War Factory and Barracks. Let's see who goes MiGs first. Okay, MiGs first, so guess who wins this game? I bet you it's a Bruzy. Actually, no, it's a Bruzy. I already watched this game, but we'll pretend I haven't. So we'll see some good MiG action here. So Google is only now going for MiGs. Oh, so even though he had ECMs, he bunched his units up, and those MiGs, which he's lost none of them by the way, that was a free kill. So he just killed 2 ECMs and 2 full outposts. He survived 2 minigunners, but... Okay, and there comes the Lotus, that's good by Google. So if you do go MiGs and you are winning, best thing to do is either keep one MiG floating in your base on guard mode, and just don't use it, just leave it floating around. Or you can put outpost either there, or in the middle of your base, just to detect that Lotus if it does come in. Just so you're covered from that. It's a little bit of a mistake from a Bruzy. But yeah, now Google's only got, how many MiGs? Got 1 MiG and he's not even got napalm. So now Bruzy's going for the second. So yeah, you can see again, it's all about the MiGs. And from this point, Google just loses the game just from constant MiG attacks. Another replay. So this is all the replays I could find, by the way. I've just picked out the ones I could find. So this is a bit of a unique map where you've only got 1 supply in your base and the rest of the supplies in the middle. See what Size does, he's going airfield straight away. And guess what he's making? He's making MiGs. And Sexy has done the same. And Sexy just quits. I think he quit because he lost his dozer and he lost a MiG.
Victorious.
Size actually went 2 barracks there. So Size has basically gone 2 supplies, airfield, barracks, and then he did a second barracks. So it's basically the same as what I do, what I was saying. So maybe just show you this in a real game. I won't play Alpine because he just goes all in every time. It won't be a good match. So I'll just play versus the computer. I will play against Alpine and we'll post the gameplay footage separately. So I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it all. I'm just going to show you the opening basically, and maybe I'll tell you the hotkeys as well. Okay, so straight away you're going to build dozer from there. Hotkey is D for dozer. We can see the hotkey is D by, you see where it says construction dozer costs 1000. So you see this, the D, which is in yellow. That means it's the hotkey. So D is the hotkey. So we're going to sell the command center.
We have big plans. Building is complete. I build for China.
Going to build a dozer with the perfect supply, so you know the little gap there.
We will live in prosperity.
Just enough so your trucks don't have to move.
I am unable to build there.
And I'm going to do the same
China
there.
will grow larger.
As soon as the Supplies built. We're going to immediately build an airfield. The hotkey for airfield is F, so you can see it there on the F, the yellow. And from here we're going to build a barracks.
Nice location.
Now the first 2 units we're going to make are 2 rocket troops. Reason for that is because of the huge range that they have. Send that one down the side. So put that one in there and that one in there. Get that. So a large part of your game is going to be making minigunners and using minigunners from the assault troop crawler.
China has been generous. We defend China's airspace.
So basically by doing this, let's say the enemy goes to helix.
I built for China.
Now that minigun is going to do some damage, and by the time the helix gets fully through we're going to be able to have enough MiGs to shoot it down, just like you've seen in the replays before. Or that one. I suppose there's a little bit of a weakness here, but there is always a risk.
Copy that.
If you do see the helix coming now, save your MiGs over here, do a little bit of damage with the rockets, and then fly in with the MiGs, and make sure all the rockets connect. Like if the helix is flying like this way, and your MiGs are here, sometimes the rockets do miss, so make sure the rockets, all the rockets from the MiGs hit. And basically from here, then we'll get War Factory. So in a real game now, he'd be sending an outpost or dragon tank or something like that. So let's say he does do this.
We defend China's airspace.
And we're just going to pick his units off with the...
Heading confirmed. Altering course.
So I actually did a split fire there. I only fired one bullet. Actually, it didn't finish the minigunner.
I'm carrying the
Make in flight.
And then as soon as that's ready, you can either build a unit or an outpost, or you can just get the napalm, which hotkey for an napalm is N.
We will live in prosperity.
Then you want to be building something like the propaganda center, or actually before the propaganda center you could probably secure the middle more. I'm obviously just rushing this a little bit, and then you probably want to be doing another airfield, so you can build an airfield like here.
Nice
And
location.
hotkey for MiG is G, so I just tap G 4 times on the new airfield, and then basically when you've got your 4 MiGs up, that's pretty much, so it's actually quite a simple matchup. Even though I said this was quite a unique game, if you're ever China versus infantry, you can kind of do the same in that as well. You can go MiGs and a barracks, or you can do MiGs and a war factory and make GATs, you know, the Gatling tank, and that kind of works in the same way as well. So the other options you've got is to go the 2 war factories that I talked about. If you know your enemy is going to go MiGs, you can do either 2 war factories and then 2 dragons. Send them straight through the middle. One of them will probably get through, and you can do some damage, or you can mix it up by doing a dragon and an outpost together. You could do war factory and barracks, and then a barracks on the side as well. But like I said, if the enemy goes MiGs, and you've got a full outpost that can die, and you can do a full helix as well. But the helix is a gamble. Like any matchup, the helix is always going to be a gamble. So yeah, I think I've covered everything there. So basically the long and short of it is a nice solid build is MiGs from an airfield and some infantry from your barracks. You don't even need the war factory until later. If you do build it later, do some dragon tanks, sneak them down the side, and mix in some outposts and some infantry and stuff. But you mainly want to be going MiGs. The person who has the most MiGs is going to be the winner. If it does go really late game, then you can do propaganda center, which is coming along now, and you can start doing hackers in the back of your base. Spread them out so artillery and carpet bombs can't kill them, and always use these bunkers, which are nice to seal off sides and even in the middle, because they only cost 700. They make mines and they've got loads of HP, and you can put loads of infantry in there. So yeah. Another good tip is, if your enemy is going heavy on MiGs, you can put minigunners in these buildings. You can hide them just behind the buildings, so when the enemy MiGs come, they'll shoot the building instead of your men. You can put miniguns in here and here.
Unit lost.
And you basically just want to scattering units out, but using the MiGs as support, and the MiGs will do the majority of the work. So yeah, any questions, let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe and share my videos if you like what you see, and I'll try and do some more of these in the future. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that game, guys. Good game.